So way back around 2012, I would spend a good chunk of my time watching stupid YouTube videos. I was a kid at the time and I didn't really have anything to do, so I would often browse YouTube and watch only the most exceptional and outstanding videos YouTube could provide, such as Mario Kart 64 bloopers, Peach's birthday, and Super Mario 64 bloopers. However, in my search for the best Mario bloopers, I happened to stumble across a certain video that changed the way I looked at Mario forever. It was simply titled Super Mario 74 Walkthrough, and it was this video that introduced me to the incredible world of Mario 64 ROM hacking. Now of course I knew what ROM hacks were, because of the countless bloopers I watched where they just retextured Mario in the levels. But never before had I seen a ROM hack that was essentially a brand new game. It was mind-blowing seeing Mario run around in a completely new world. So I downloaded Project 64, installed the game in a couple of viruses, and played it. And it was a lot of fun. But that was about 8 years ago. Super Mario 64 ROM hacks have come a long way since then. With the help of custom coding, many hacks nowadays allow for so much more creativity that has elevated the standard of modern ROM hacks to an incredibly high level. Not only that, but ROM hacks are also generally well designed due to how much experience people have had making them over the years. All of this leads to the big question: does Super Mario 74, a game almost 10 years old, still hold up by today's standards? Well, the short answer is yes and no. You see, this game is your typical Mario ROM hack. You travel across 15 different courses, collect all the stars you can, and kill Bowser at the end. And while there isn't anything that vastly changes what you would expect from a ROM hack, I really don't mind something like that. I like the simple, straightforward nature that this game presents. Sometimes it's just fine playing vanilla Mario 64. What also helps is that the game doesn't take itself too seriously. For instance, there's the toads that you can talk to, and they all have a quick little joke to say. And while the humor is kind of dated, I still find it a little charming. And then there's also Mario's schizophrenia that occasionally kicks in, and he starts to imagine this voice mocking him for being way too slow. You know, it's little things like this that make you say, hey, this game ain't so bad. I should just relax, ignore the voices in my head, and just have some fun. As for the levels, a good chunk of them are still well designed even after all these years. The game doesn't look the greatest when compared to other ROM hacks, but it's still fun just running around, collecting stars, and committing genocide for the 100 coin star. In this game, the best levels are the ones that take full advantage of the environments Mario gets to run around in. Take for example Course 4, System of a Town. In this level, you get to run around in this fairly small town. Now it doesn't look interesting at first, but what's cool about it is that every star is hidden in a unique location. There's a star that requires you to run on the roofs, there's one where you have to swim through the sewers, there's one that's cleverly hidden in the basement of a house, there's one where you need to commit first-degree burglary. Yeah, pretty much every star in this level has a cool and unique way to collect them. But despite how well done some of the levels are in this game, there are still a good handful of levels that really suck. The lamest level in the game is definitely Ice Crystal Tower. Unlike System of a Town, where every star is placed in a clever location, the stars in Ice Crystal Tower are just sort of thrown around the level. Now that doesn't sound too bad until you take into account that this level is completely vertical, so you have to keep climbing the tower over and over and over again just to get each star. And it's really fucking annoying every time you fall down the damn tower, cause then you have to climb it again. However, that's not the worst level in the game. As a matter of fact, there isn't just one level that's the worst, but two. That's right, two. Those levels being Aluminum Sphere and Umbru Sphere. You see, for the majority of the game, the levels were mainly designed around exploration. Occasionally there would be a platforming challenge, but most of the levels were designed just for running around. That is until the final two levels where all of a sudden, you gotta wall jump these insane gaps with angle perfect and frame perfect precision, or else you'll fall into the absolute nothingness of the void that represents my broken spirit. And what really doesn't help is that you have to work with the absolute worst camera ever designed in human history. Not only is it a bitch to work with, but it also picks the worst camera angles to platform with. Like, look at this shit, you can hardly tell what the hell is happening, and you're telling me that I'm supposed to wall jump this gigantic wall? What's worse is that I feel like the last third of this game is incredibly annoying. The couple of levels before Aluminum Sphere aren't bad, but they each have a weird design choice that really irritates me. And the last Bowser level is incredibly difficult and tedious. Now I don't mind the last level being challenging, but it's unnecessarily long and ball-bustingly hard to beat. And the weird part is that the other Bowser levels weren't designed like this. Like I said before, the early levels were designed around exploration, not this platforming nightmare. It just adds this huge difficulty spike that comes out of nowhere. And what's worse is that when you collect the star, or die trying to collect one, you get sent back to the hub and are forced to restart the level again. And if you want to be a completionist like I am, you have to do this for every star and play through the level several different times. Sadly, it's just not that fun. So at the end of the day, should you really play this hack? Well, if you've never played it before, then I would say to give it a pass. There are a plethora of Mario 64 ROM hacks that are worth playing more than this game. But if you're someone like me who has a bit of nostalgia for the game, then I would actually say that you should play it again. I know I just criticized the game a whole lot, but there's still a good amount of fun in this game, and it was nice playing through a lot of these levels again. I know I only like this game as much as I do because of nostalgia, but it is nice to just sit down and play something that I grew up with. It's kind of the same reason why I like the Mario 64 bloopers that I was talking about earlier. On an objective level, they're terrible. They all have poor production quality, they're incredibly unfunny, and they're ridiculously stupid. But despite that, watching them again just warmed my heart up and gave me an unnaturally large amount of joy. And the second I heard Scatman John play while watching Mario levitate Bowser into a bomb, I immediately grew a big dumb smile on my stupid moronic face. I'm